This is a testimonial for Miroslav and his Enlivened Speaking Institute. When I first decided to do that training, it was massively an intuitive decision based on being mainly interested in his sales training. I'd heard amazing things about how he held space and how he authentically sold, and without any of those sleazy sales techniques, just with real presence. And I was like, oh yeah, that's what I really want. And so I spoke to him and he's like, well, I think this speaking course would be just, be really powerful for you. And I was like, 6 months, I've been a professional speaker for over 2 decades. It was a strange one. My intuition was like, do it, but I'm not saying I was like arrogantly thinking I couldn't get some help with my speaking, but that was not really what was the primary driver for me. And I have to be honest. Yeah, I've been a professional speaker for 2 decades, but I have never thought about the things that Miroslav has thought about. Like the detail he goes to about the energetics and the approach and the 4 ways to start a talk and his stuff on selling is amazing. But aside from all of that, and it's packed full of fascinating training and experiential learning and an opportunity to practice. But there's the coaching. And I kid you not, one of the coaching sessions I had with Miroslav enabled me to touch base into something. And it led me to completely changing my business and the way I talk about my business. And I have now created a model which is like, I've never been completely happy with how I position myself or how I was representing myself. And I said to him, wow, that one coaching session, like paying for the 6 month, it was worth it just for that one coaching session. Truth is, if I were to put a value on that one moment with him, the private one-to-one, I can tell it would be hard over the course of my life. It is going to be a vast amount of money. And yet this is not about what you earn or how you turn up in business. This is really, as I went through it and I saw all the other people, massively improve how they speak and how confident they were. But for me, it was like, God, this is about how we turn up in life, whole and full and complete and in our truth. And so I cannot recommend this highly enough. He's a beautiful soul with a brilliant mind, and he, it's when he sees his students like transform and transcend their limitation. My favorite thing was watching not the speaker but the glee on his face when he could see that people were blossoming, and that says a lot. So I think you'll be in incredibly good hands, and you'll be very wise to take any opportunity to be in his presence or in any of his trainings.